This morning is a Monday morning at our house, which means it's a school morning, but things look a little bit different this year because while Colin's getting ready to head off to preschool, the girls are actually being homeschooled this year. Do you like homeschooling this year, Maya?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like best about it?
Because we can do school at home.
And what are you wearing right now?
PJs.
Yes, one of the perks is that you get to go to school. We all get to go to school if we want to, in our pajamas. You couldn't do that at school last year very much, could you?
Mm-mm.
And Mr. Sea Bear down at my feet. Where do you go today? Do you go to preschool? This is Colin's first year of preschool. He's in the 3s. He just turned 3 years old. And who's your teacher, Colin?
Miss Betsy.
Miss Betsy, I know. Do you love preschool? What are your friends' names? You have a friend named Trey.
Trey.
And who else?
And Edie.
And Edie. Colin is transitioning to preschool really, really well, but it's just so weird because this year, everything's reversed. The girls are at home a couple days a week while Colin's at school when he was normally my shadow last year. But he just goes a few days a week too. Oh, there's Sandy back from her walk. Hi, Sandy girl. Hi, Sandy girl. I think you're all ready. If you would have told me last year at this time that we were going to be homeschooling, I wouldn't have believed you. It's something that was so off of my radar, something I'd never really considered. But we have such a crazy, hectic schedule that it just seemed to make sense this year. We needed a little bit more flexibility because we travel a lot for YouTube conventions, toy conventions, meet and greets, appearances, all sorts of things that take us out of the classroom. And we really just needed this added flexibility this year to make things run a little bit smoother. Bye, Colin. When Colin heads out to preschool, that is our cue that it is time to head to our homeschool room and get started for the day.
Here we go, now we're all ready.
Now we should explain that we're actually not at home doing full-on homeschooling all 5 days a week. We're actually only here 3 days a week, and 2 days a week, the girls go to a tutorial. Addy, what is a tutorial?
I don't know.
Maya, what would you say?
It's like a school that you go to on the other days that you don't do school at home.
Exactly. Right, so we only cover certain subjects at home, and then 2 days a week they go to tutorial where they're in normal classrooms. So Addie's in a 3rd grade classroom, Maya's in a 1st grade classroom. They have normal teachers, they have classmates, lunch recess. Kind of looks like a normal school for 2 days a week. So Addie, what subjects do you do when you're at your tutorial?
We do science, Spanish, literature, creative writing, Bible, and history.
And history?
Yes.
And Maya, is that the same for you about? Pretty much the same?
Except for Spanish.
You don't do Spanish in 1st grade? So when we're at home in our home classroom, I only have to cover language arts, which basically encompasses, you know, reading, like the phonics part of it and literature part of it, vocabulary, spelling, grammar, and then of course math, which is a big one. So Addie, you're gonna do cursive K's. So watch, you're gonna start at the top, you go down, then you actually pick your pencil up and go like that.
So just do T, F, K, J, I, and then these.
Sure. So generally we try to start things out each day by giving them some of their assignments that they can work on in their free time when I'm not working with them. So the first thing is handwriting. Addie, what are you learning how to do?
Cursive.
Cursive. So she learned cursive last year in 2nd grade, right? So we're just kind of redoing that and making sure we really got it. And Maya is just practicing her printing. And then we also have girls your geography packets and reading packets that I give them at the beginning of the week. And then they have all week to get these done and turned in. So there's yours, girly girl. And then we're probably gonna jump right into reading.
How do you get a black beetle stuck to your ankle?
All right, Miss Maya, time for your reading, girl. So can you bring your reading box and your reading book over here? So when we homeschool, the way that I structure it personally is that I work with the girls individually, one-on-one, and then while I'm working with one of them, the other is back at their desks working on the same subject but doing something different with it. So right now we're working on reading, and Addie's back at her desk doing a reading assignment. But then we also have stuff, Maya writes, where if you guys finish early, you have certain things that you can work on. So what are some things you can work on if you finish early?
You could read a book.
And we actually have I have a whole bin over here that we cycle through where we learn about different people. So let's show them what's in our book bin right now, Maya, what we're looking at.
Okay.
So here's our book bin, and we have a lot of biographies. Who are we learning about this week?
Florence Nightingale.
Florence Nightingale.
Abraham Lincoln. This.
So Anne Frank, Benjamin Franklin, and yeah, we have a lot of stuff on Abraham Lincoln this week. And then I try to go to the library and refresh that every week or two, so that's who we're learning about now. Last week, who did we learn about, girls?
Helen Keller, Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart,
Harriet Tubman.
and Harriet Tubman, that's right. And in addition to reading, if they finish early, what are some other things you guys can do, girlies?
We could do our packets. I could practice my violin.
Violin, that's the big thing. Maya, a common thing I want you to do is clean your room during your breaks. Right, girly? So our goal is basically everybody's working all the time on something, and so that way we can finish early. How long do we usually take to get through a day, guys?
Maybe 4 to 5 hours.
Probably 4 to 5 hours usually. So they love being able to finish at, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and then they don't see the bus come around for another couple hours. What time does the bus get home, girls?
About 4.
4:30, I think. So I think they enjoy that perk to homeschooling. We're a little over an hour into our day, and we just finished reading, so we're gonna go grab a quick snack before we get back and start with math. So Addie Roo, I asked Maya this earlier, but why do you like homeschooling? What's your favorite thing about it?
Because you finish early.
That is a good perk, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of the perks for me for homeschooling is that I don't have to pack lunches every day. It's so hard to come up with new ideas every day, and although I still have to pack them when they go to the tutorial, at least on the days that we're home, we can kind of just figure out snacks and figure out lunches on the fly, and I just find that way easier. While the girls are busy eating their strawberries and fruit dip, I wanna make a quick announcement because I wanna address, we've had a lot of comments on our Facebook and Instagram asking, where can you find our XOXO friends and hugs if you don't live in the United States? And we have some really, really big news now. They are now available at Smyth's Toys throughout the UK and Ireland, and you can actually click the link below and check them out online. Addie, what have you been working on all morning? What is that?
It's a 4-finger braid.
So what is the 4-finger braid exactly?
Well, basically you can do this finger braid where you can use 1 finger, or you could do this one where you use 4 fingers. And I've been doing this all morning. I'm more than halfway done with all my yarns, so.
So what is like the final plan with that? What are you doing with that when it's done?
No idea.
No idea, just making it?
Yes.
Back to the homeschool room, and now we're gonna start it with math. Math is actually one of my favorite subjects. I used to actually be a 5th grade teacher, and I loved teaching 5th grade math. So this year I get to teach 1st grade and 3rd grade math, and we actually spend a lot of time on math because there's just so much to cover, especially when you only have 3 days to do it. If you think about it, at school, you have a full 5 days of math, so we have a lot to squeeze in when it's our math time. Do you like math? You don't like math? You're pretty good at it. You should like math. What's your favorite subject? Is it a tough question?
I like
Reading, vocabulary, spelling? She's a good speller too.
0, 14.
I always start all of our math lessons with flashcards. Maya does addition, subtraction, and Addie does multiplication, division, because I am such an advocate for you have to know your math facts. It makes the whole rest of your math career so much easier if you know your math facts. I think I drive the girls crazy because I make you do flashcards all the time, don't I?
Yeah.
In bed we do flashcards sometimes. Over the summer we do flashcards. We do flashcards a lot. How do you feel about that? But you know what? You've had a lot of practice, so you're pretty good at them now, and it makes math so much easier when you know those facts. So math works much the same way that our other subjects do. While Maya and I are busy working one-on-one at the table, Addie is back at her desk working on some math activities independently. So what are some of the stuff you're doing on your own over here, Addie?
Multiplication machine.
Yeah, she has her multiplication machine and these multiplication keys, which are really cool. So the way it works is you do some division problems or multiplication or subtraction, addition with the strings. And then when you're all the way done, you're at the bottom, you can flip it over and you can check your answer because you can see where all the strings should be laid out. So basically we're all working really hard on math for a little bit with me, a little bit on their own, and we're gonna swap a couple times and get through a lot of material.
I'm drawing 2 more lollipops as it says to finish the number sentence and put the next stuff. 8, 10, 12, 13, 12, 14.
35 divided by 5 equals
7.
We've moved on to grammar now, and as part of the girls' grammar lessons, they learn poems that they have to recite. And Maya is to a part where I think you're ready to recite it.
Yeah, work by M.A.
Stoddard.
Work while you work, play while you play. This is a way to be happy each day.
All that you
do with your might. Things done by halves are never done right.
Good job, Maya. I'm proud of you. That's her second poem she's learned to recite. Her second one was about a caterpillar. Now I'm working with Addy on grammar, and Maya actually went to work on getting her room clean. I'm gonna go check on her and see if she's actually cleaning her room. Are you cleaning in here?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an awful mess, Miss Maya. Putting the stuffed animals away?
Yes, and I'm at my chair now.
Okay. Gonna get our grammar done.
Yeah.
Maya's gonna finish her room, and then after grammar, lunchtime. All right, we're checking back in on you in just a second, Maya. Let's see if she makes any progress.
Yes.
Maya's a very slow room cleaner.
Yes, she is. The Land of Nod by Robert Louis Stevenson. From breakfast on through all the day, at home among my friends I stay, but every night I go abroad, afar into the land of Nod.
Do I hear Maya coming? I heard you. Are you done?
No,
I can't imagine your room is spotless yet.
it isn't.
Can you go work on it some more?
Mm.
So if we're not gonna work on cleaning our room, let's come work on some reading. So why don't you grab a book to read while I finish up grammar with Addy. Probably one of the hardest parts about homeschooling for me, other than the amount of time it takes, is just the adjustment of, I guess, getting the girls to realize that I'm their teacher right now, I'm not their mom. And so there are several times a day probably where I have to tell the kids, would you say that to Miss Crawford? Or would you behave that way for Miss Davis? And so we have to keep reminding them that I'm teacher right now and you need to behave for me exactly how you would behave for your teacher in school.
All by myself I have to go, with none to tell me what to do. All alone beside the streams and up the mountainsides of dreams. The strangest things are there for me, both things to eat and things to see. And many frightening sights abroad, till morning in the land of Nod. Hey Maya, what are you getting for lunch? Your Lunchable? I am too.
So after about 2 hours of math and grammar, it is on to lunchtime. I am starving. I think the girls are too. What are you girls eating for lunch?
Lunchable.
Lunchables. Oh my goodness. There were a couple kids at their school that had Lunchables, and so the girls have been begging and begging for Lunchables. So I bought them a couple times for the girls now. They're not what I would prefer for lunch, but the girls get really excited about them, so we let them have them occasionally, and today is the day. I have to admit, when I was a kid, I loved the ideas of Lunchables too and was so excited when I actually got to have one, so I get it, it's super exciting for kids. Just not what I would prefer to eat for lunch.
Clock, clock, clock.
Well, now you've had a little bit of a glimpse into what our homeschooling day looks like. After lunch, we're gonna go do our vocabulary, and we have spelling left to do, and then we usually do a read aloud. We're reading through Little House on the Prairie books together. And then that's it for most of our schooling. Then we have a homeschool gymnastics class. I think we're gonna leave you right now. And thank you for watching. Homeschooling's been going pretty good for us so far. We're about a month and a half in. I don't know if we're gonna do it long term. We're doing it for this year, and we'll see what next year brings, but it seems to be working for us for the time being. So we hope you are enjoying school this year, kiddos. We're enjoying school, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. What are we gonna say? XOXO. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you guys next time, and be sure to subscribe to
Tic-Tac-Toy and Tic-Tac-Toy Family.
Exactly. You can follow us on Instagram at Tic-Tac-Toy Family and on Facebook, and you can check us out on Roku. We have an app where you can watch all of our Tic-Tac-Toy videos without interruption from other channels. Pretty cool. See you guys next time.